Today on Wide World of Sports, and it is the race that stops the nation. Emma Freedman is live in the Southern Capital to preview the Melbourne Cup.
A great day at Flemington yesterday, running of the Amy Victoria Derby over the 2,500 metres. Joel is with me to take us through that, but also to look towards the Melbourne Cup. Let's start off, though, Joel, with the Derby. Preferment for Chris Waller, his first Derby in Victoria.
Look, a big day for Chris Waller. Disappointing for Hampton Court, big favourite. Most people thought it was over the line, but Preferment had a big race at Geelong, I think it was. It charged home, and then it's just stalking here on the outside at the back with the yellow cap. It's poised to pounce. They get around the turn. Now, the favourite here, Hampton Court, it's wearing the brown and white checks, gets to about the 400, done and dusted. Tata Tatiana, Preferment starting to wind up now.
Do you think that Hampton Court ran out the 2,500, or just a bit of a wind down to the campaign?
Bit of a wind down to the campaign, I think, Em, and people are starting to think now that this horse Preferment, Damien Oliver, a big win for him, that perhaps it could win the Melbourne Cup next year.
Very interesting, and Chris Waller, as you mentioned, absolutely on fire. But another big race yesterday at Flemington. The Lexus, the winner of that, gaining entry into Tuesday's Melbourne Cup. It was won by sign-off for Darren Weir down at Ballarat. Highly fancied going into this race, but now 51 kilos in the Melbourne Cup. We'll ride at 51.5, but how strong was this?
Yeah, and just watch the ride here too. They call him the Magic Man, Joe Moreira. They say potentially the best jockey in the world at the moment. But there's also followers of Protectionist. Didn't run in this race, but sign-off so brave in the Herbert Power a few weeks ago. This line is really starting to stand up now in the Herbert Power. Sign off the punters, the Sportsbet punters, charged into it to win, not this race so much, but to win the Melbourne Cup around that 30-1 mark, now into second favourite.
He's a tough one, that sign off. I'd be putting him in your box trifectas for Tuesday's big race. Speaking of which, let's take a look at what we've got going in. Admire Rakti, the winner of the Caulfield Cup only a couple of weeks ago. Saw him in track wet this morning at Werribee. He's a tank of a horse, and people are going to be very excited to see him go around again, especially if you've had the Melbourne Caulfield Cup doubles.
What do you think, Em, about the weights? A lot of people are saying that really got in there nicely.
Well, he's carrying 57. I would have thought maybe half a kilo more, maybe a kilo more. But I'm not going to criticise Greg Carpenter and the handicappers, but definitely goes in, I would have thought, a lighter top weight than the rest. This is the field as we see at the moment. Includes 11 internationals, some of which we've seen this morning in work. Red Caddo, how's the money been for him going into his fourth Melbourne Cup?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say they've charged anything. I'll tell you who they've had the most bets on. Mutual Regard hasn't raced for over 2.5 months, but again, it's the Damien Oliver factor, $13. Admire Rakti, beautifully drawn in the barrier, so it's pronounced back into itself as favouritism. Now, here the roughies are Who Shot the Barman returns to Flemington. Would have to enjoy that, $26 with Sportsbet. Araldo got home nicely in the Caulfield Cup. And then if you're after the real smokies of the Melbourne Cup, well, I suppose you look down here. Gatewood, some people have backed Gatewood at $81. You see one here, Em, to steal it?
Oh, but you got to throw in a Bart Cummings trained horse, maybe Precedence to throw it at $101. But it's thank you very much, Joel.
Who are you tipping, Em?
Oh, I'm going to go with an Australian. I think I'll throw in Lucia Valentina, but out of the internationals, possibly Protectionist and Admire Rakti.
Dankeschön, say Germany. I think Protectionist.
Good tipping. Merry Melbourne Cup Day. Hope you enjoy it. But now we're going to go to a break.